Alright. Looks like we are able to go live. Hopefully stuff is working correctly. I know sometimes these streams end up being a little bit scuffed right at the start of them, so hopefully that's not the case for this one. I think we're ready to go. Anyways, the plan for today's stream, we're on episode 27 of our hard mode series, is going to be to go ahead and start into Backdoor, unlock that with the up to antenna level 11 with the data link that we got in last episode, and then go ahead and just blast through as much of Backdoor as we can in this stream. We're probably going to get around halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway through Backdoor. It's going to be a lot faster than when I first did it on my first time through the game because we have better pets, we have a huge supply of gum, and we also, well, you have to do the same quests, so yeah, it's mainly the first two factors is gum and also the other one. I was just on time for start. Yeah, I mean, the thing about streams and stuff, like, you aren't going to be able to make it to every stream, and that's kind of the, like, that's the premise of streams, and so, like, if you miss a stream, like, not too big of an issue. Not an issue whatsoever, but, it's nice, though, when you can make it to a stream, because, like, watching a video is cool and always, but just like it's a different experience getting a live stream. I know sometimes like watching videos is just easier to do, but watching a stream can be more fun. Hello Yorick, hello Jacob, hello Deadbolt. Yeah, I think I don't know, I'm over here grabbing a boss. There's literally no reason for me to grab this boss, but I felt like it would be you know, a decent start. But yeah, today I think we're probably either going to get halfway through Billy or like completely complete Billy. You're going to get like a lot of progress into Backdoor. In our first playthrough of Backdoor, we did about one NPC every stream. I'm expecting to like massively increase that number. Anyways, I guess one of the things to ask is, do we have the correct pet team equipped? No, we don't. Alright, now we have the correct pet team equipped. Yeah, look at that. Paint Pellet, Circuit Dude, Adam, and Unstable. That should be all of our Ecto Token Boost stuff. It is. Should be a lot of our higher level stuff too. Alright, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and sell that. I think we're just gonna go ahead and use a basic X gun for it. And then I think we're going to go head over to, got no school this week, plenty of time to, oh, nice. Yeah, not having school, like, for weeks or whatever holidays is actually really nice. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead, level up to level 11, and head off into Backdoor. I don't think there's really any reason to delay on that too much longer. Yeah, good luck with the grinding blocks by keys. I know, like, there are some things in Ghost Simulator that aren't, worthwhile to grind, and then there's other things that are just kind of, are worthwhile to grind, but are, like, super slow. I know grinding blocks by keys, grinding rebirths sometimes, just get super tedious, so, yeah. When I did the challenge, I did Gabe, Riley, and Billy in a few hours. Yeah, I expect, like the biggest thing right now is that we're actually going to have additional Gabe in this, as the picture of the thumbnail of the video probably shows you guys. But yeah, we're going to have one extra quest than when we first came through, but despite that, we should still be able to progress at a pretty fast pace. But yeah, now that we're here, I think we're just going to go ahead and grab both Gabe and Gabe's quest. Not to be confused with Gabe, which is someone completely different. But anyways, I break for February holidays on 9th of February. Yeah, some people have different, some people have different holidays. It really depends on like where you live and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab both these two quests. I don't think there's too much overlap between this. I think Ghost Under Gabe, this one, is quite a bit different than Gab 3. So we're probably going to be focusing on this quest first. I'm fairly sure this quest has us go up to, at least up to the mushroom area. So it'll probably be done along with Riley. That game also requires stuff from my HQ. Okay, so a little bit further than the mushroom area, but the same idea where it isn't going to be kind of a focus of this quest line to do it. Right now, we have a little bit of time. We have the 100 ectobits. Destabilizers? Oh, everyone calls them disruptors. Okay. I guess the text just calls them destabilizers. What's the best world, Ghostim? Are you talking about, like, order-wise, or, I guess we can buy the battery. Or, like, in terms of my favorite. Because one of those is, pretty easy to say, another one I really can't, it's really hard to choose a favorite area. I guess... I guess controversially, I really like the this space shuttle in Backdoor. Backdoor as a whole is one of my favorites. I just like how it's like kind of a copy of Main Hub. It makes it like feel super I don't know, nostalgic-ish or reminiscent. I don't know what the right word for that is. But it definitely has a feel about it that I really like. And like in general, the quest lines here are actually fairly balanced in like the rest of the worlds. So a lot less work for me in that respect. But yeah. When I went and did my first rebirth in a while, I didn't even realize I had 300 block white keys. Just forgot my whole inventory. Yeah, sometimes you take a break from Ghost Simulator and you forget that you did something. Or I know for block white keys, if you're rebirthing a lot, you've kind of forgot that you grinded those keys up. Because you do it during a rebirth and use a gum or whatever, and then you do another rebirth and you just get 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and you eventually, like, you aren't really counting them. But the amounts do start to add up. Alright, I think that was Gabe's quest. Done. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Yeah, I think the grind should be a little bit more balanced for items. But that being said, you know, there's only so much that can be done. But yes, grinding gum, it is definitely, for whatever reason, the last areas give both more items, and the items convert to more gum. Which, you know, is slightly strange, but I kind of think the gum rates for like previous areas should be bumped up a little bit, and I probably will do that at some point. Probably not super soon, but it is the thing. Special ghosts. La la la. Yeah, I'm sure the requirements for Gabe are a lot more than what I'm... I didn't look up them beforehand, and it's been a long time since I actually did them. So, I'm sure they include some really wacky things. Actually, talking about requirements, we have Ali's quest also that we are going to have to redo, and that is another really whack quest line. No, we did Juliana on this account before Rebirth, correct? Yeah, no, I did. Fairly sure I did. Yeah. This Friday, the update will be another small update. The way that Ghost Simulator is structured, the idea is to have a small update on every other update. So we have big update, small update, big update. It makes it both easier for development and also kind of a little bit more expected for people to see what's coming out. There have been a few leaks already. I don't know how much of that I'll share, but there's a few public leaks that I have posted, other people have posted. There's some on the official Twitter for the actual like board or a board of some sort. But yeah. If I didn't, I have to restart the entire hard mode challenge. Yeah, I think the funny thing is there is a non-zero chance that I forgot it. It's one of the quest lines that I actually forget the most often. Yeah, that one, Nixie, and who else? There's one other quest line that I forget about. Also, you guys can see my cat back there, correct? I don't know what she's doing, but she's found something. Oh, she's found a stress ball. Oh, how much in frame is she? Oh, she's like completely in frame. Okay, yeah, that's my cat. Anyways, let's go grab this red ring really quick. And she's gone. Alright, I have no idea what quest line this is. We'll just continue spamming through it. Weird gum bug is so annoying, it needs to get fixed so bad. Guys, that is like one of the things I have leaked. The gum bug is fixed in the next update. No more will you guys see someone in one place while they grab ghosts all over your zone. That bug is fixed. I actually posted a video in the Discord for that, so in the public Discord, so you guys can go view it. No, yeah, patching bugs is one of those things where it's like, you know, I don't think anyone actually cares if I leak that, because one, it's not new content, two, it should be patched anyways. But yeah, nope, that gum bug is gone. There's a few other bugs I patched in this update that I haven't shared. Actually, was there other bugs? I can't remember. That's the big one that I've patched. Honestly, there's so many random small... Actually, oh, the other bug I patched. In your journal, every once in a while, in your rebirth info, you have like a rounding error on the amount of percentage you get. I fixed that too, so or hopefully I fixed that. It might not be fixed, but that is the other thing that I think I've fixed. That's been a minor annoyance for a few people. So yeah, if you guys don't like those bugs, you guys can celebrate because they are no longer going to affect the game. No, okay, because Juliana gives board space, correct? Because we have 25 from there, 50 from there, and 100 from there. Okay, yes. We did do Juliana, assuming she's the one that gives us board space. Hello. Yeah, the thing about leaks is, actually, as a developer, there are some things that, like, I'm not going to leak, but technically I was given permission to leak as I see fit, which, in my opinion, will not include, like, that much. I think there should be some stuff that I'm not going to leak, like new content. But, like, letting you guys know when bugs are patched or when I decide, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go do something like, increase all the Remnant Guardian chest items by 50% cell stat. You know, I'll go ahead and share that with you guys, which I in fact did in the last update, so or in the next update. So anyone, those might be now useful for stats if anyone cares to go grind for them. Just you know, little stuff that no one will actually care about, but is kind of funny. Alright, upgrade antenna to level 12. We can go ahead and do that right now, and we are done with Gabe. We do still need to do Gabe, and maybe a little bit of Alley before we can actually move on to antenna level 12, but, you know. Slow process, we'll eventually get there. Alright, yep, that's the next area quest. What did we need for, Alley? Okay, yeah, guys, just, you know, ignore the tracking quests, being a little bit weird. I thought I reapplied sort every time. I guess I might use a different mode to track a quest than... Yeah, okay, I don't know. The journal that I uploaded, has a few bugs with it. I don't think... None of them are actually, like, hurt the functionality of it. It just... Every once in a while, they aren't quite in the right order or whatever. Yeah, who actually cares? Yeah, as soon as I finish Void, it is Remnant Zone time. We are technically getting close there. I think it's going to be around episode 31 or 32 that we actually end up in Remnant Zone. But yeah. Yeah, Juliana gives more space. Yeah, we did Juliana, fortunately. Alright, Anomaly Boss in the back door. Yeah, that's gonna be a while. Alright, let's go grab, Riley's quest. Oh, I guess it's not properly tracking when I untrack a quest. I'm trying to remember how I coded it to see why it's kind of buggy sometimes. Okay, I haven't messed with... any... Okay, I don't even know where all these bugs are coming from. I will need to go look at these bugs, because I don't think they're affecting anything, but yeah, I imagine, like, generally the quest you have tracked is supposed to go up on top. I imagine it's just something like it's not actually correctly figuring out which quest is tracked, for some reason. But yeah. Anyways, which quest are we mainly worrying about? Probably just, Riley's quest, but who knows. Boston Snow area. Oh, nice. That's actually somewhere we can get to. Yeah, the permanent magnet technically has no help on this, account, since I do Jesse anyways. I don't even, honestly, I think once I finish this account, like get up, max out on my second, or my first rebirth, I'm probably going to stop playing on this account too much. Okay, that was just bad on my part. Oh yeah, with the I honestly can't remember. Actually, no, I'm fairly sure the reason it does that is actually not the code I wrote, but the fact that I didn't refactor some other code. So yeah, sorry the journal is a bit bugged. Just don't open it really quick after going to a place. You know, it's yeah. It probably won't get patched. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's enough of a bug that I might look into it, but I don't think it's enough of a bug for me to spend too much time worrying about it. But yeah, it's definitely a bit weird though. Also, when you wait too long not picking Rebirth perk, they disappear. I'm unsubscribing. Yeah, okay, I'm fairly sure it's like an easy fix too, is the funny thing. But it's just one of the things I don't want to actually worry about. Honestly, okay, also this hide display options being over, like literally everything else is also being fixed. Sorry about that one. That one was completely my fault. Jazzy, what do you want? The cat is meowing at me if you guys can't hear it. Yeah, I'll probably honestly fix it. It's just one of those things where... "2 minutes, which means everything." Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea why I wasn't... Actually, I have no idea why I wasn't doing this before. I don't think I guess... Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it'll get patched, don't worry. Anyway, yeah. She meowed right into the mic. I really hope that was not like too loud. Also, what do we need? Was fine for me. All right, good. But yeah, no. She is one of the more interesting things. She sometimes really likes attention, and other times will go hide in sleep mode for 6 hours. One hour. Honestly, getting this cat to do anything like one time is a pain. You know, getting her to meow like twice is kind of difficult. So, you know, unless you want that sound for on repeat for an hour, I don't think it's happening. Also, I can't see half my screen, so I have no idea where the sell button is. I'm gonna have to like open OBS over here so I can actually like see what's going on. Alright. Oh, that's the other thing. I kind of was planning on data saving on this journal to work from the get-go, but I forgot a few things, and so this next update, the settings that you have will save, which means that this current world sort option will actually like be helpful. so that whenever you go to a world, you'll be able to just sort by current and be able to tell which quests are in the current world you're in, perpetually, instead of having to switch to it every single time you switch worlds or whatever. But yeah, I think some of the settings here are kind of over-engineered. Like, there's not really a need to have as much information here as people can select. Like, I don't think anyone realistically is using NPC name to sort the quest. Type will be a little bit useful later once I actually add more types, like I've talked about in previous times. But honestly, right now I'm fairly sure most people just sort by world, or most people don't actually use half these options. So yeah. How's it going? Well, I can see about half my screen right now, like my entire journal. I have to go use OBS to see what's going on in there. Lovely. But yeah, other than that, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, most of the other stuff we need to get into the Mushroom Forest for, so we're right now just getting through more of, Oh, pet inventory is full? Alright, just a second. Now I need to go make sure I'm not deleting anything important. Honestly, we'll hold on to a few noobs for leveling if we need to later. Oh, 206 pets, that's kind of funny. I think that's the musical. If you get a pet from, like, quests or from other chests, it actually overflows your maximum output pet storage. So technically you can have infinite pets in your inventory if you're just unboxing, like, Bloxmade HQ chests. Or, like, chests from, like, events. So during the Thanksgiving event, like, 2 years ago or whatever, where everything was chest-based, you could literally open, like, thousands of additional pets over your max pet storage. Not a very useful feature, but it's kind of funny to be walking around with, like, 1,500 out of 1,000 pet storage or whatever. Alright, now we need to upgrade our antenna now. Now the grind really begins. Actually, just to check. We haven't gotten any better pets for stats, correct? Yeah, okay, these are all the same stats. Got it. Just wanted to make sure, like, I didn't know whether or not high carries actually increased in stats, or if she just kind of stayed at the same level as all the ones in, like, the previous areas. Alright, can we upgrade our antenna? I can't actually see, like, there's a cat in my way, so, that corner of my screen is kind of opaque. Alright, we should be able to upgrade our battery, I think, again? No, not quite. Gonna at least upgrade our disruptor. A few times. No, just once. Okay. Alright, there we go. Able to upgrade our antenna. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. All second arc quest pets are the same stats. Yeah, it's... There's not as much variety in pet stats as, like, you know, I think some people would want. I'm not planning on changing that really quick. I think a lot of rebalancing probably needs to be done before, you know, I take a serious look at pet stats. So anytime I do change stats, it's going to be these cookie cutter changes where they actually are kind of meaningless in a sense. Where it's kind of just like, you know, flat percent increase to all of a certain pet. The one thing, okay, I probably shouldn't be sharing too much of this, but you know, yeah, okay, maybe we're... Jezzy, that's literally the only place that is worse to sit than where you were, because now I can't see any of my screen. Why do we have 2 FPS? That's kind of my concern right now. Alright, we're back up to 10 FPS. Perfect. Yeah, Jezzy, what's going on over there? Is that my webcam that you're looking at? Actually, now we can upgrade our battery. Now we will upgrade our battery. Honestly, I have a decent collection of glitchy... I have like 9 glitchy loot gums on this count. I'm going to be kind of saving those to like Billy-ish. Because that's probably when I'm going... Actually, for Billy I need a lot of ghosts, so yeah. Yeah, the cat is now the one doing all the gaming. I literally can't see my screen, guys. It's kind of bad. So, I'm basically using OBS on my second monitor instead of chat, so if I miss stuff in chat, I'm sorry. But yeah, this is my cat, Jazzy. She's a really cute one. She likes to get attention and even more likes to be in the way. You know, general cat stuff. I guess while we're here, we should go grab that ring and what's the other quest that we have? Ring and Obby to go ahead and complete those 2 quests and progress them a little bit further. How do I start Obby again? Oh, that's where I start Obby. Yeah, just me forgetting what this obby looks like. There we go. But yeah, this is when quests break for whatever reason, when you turn in 2 quests at a time. Actually, no, that didn't even break it. Interesting. Caddist. Yeah, no, alright. Let's see. Upper Ghost we aren't going to be able to do, so we're going to be going ahead and probably doing this quest. Alright, there goes my cat, guys. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, I guess, for me, but, unfortunately for you guys can no longer get to, look at my cat constantly. Not that, like, she's going too far. She's probably going to come back in, like, 5 minutes, tops. That's the thing about cats. Even though they're independent, they aren't as independent as they want you to believe. They always come back. Yeah, okay. Perfect sticker. Yeah, I really should add more stickers and emotes. Oh, I haven't. Don't remind me about that emote contest. That emote contest is so scuffed. Honestly, I just need to sit down one day and like literally just decide. Okay, this is everyone who submitted a emote. All of you guys get like X amount of gum. Here you guys go, and call it a day, because that's been sitting there for, I think, over a year now. It is bad. What's the best way to defeat the dev bosses fast? Don't be laggy. Don't play on mobile. And if you are laggy, good luck. Like, that thing is a pain. You're going to have to go ask for someone to help you if you are laggy, because there is no way to do that thing if you have, like, you know, 2 FPS issues with the game. Don't even have stickers. Yes, no, I did an emote contest like over a year ago at this point. I haven't given out prizes yet. I am ugh, it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't want to do it, and I'm frankly most likely not going to ever do it. But I thought it would be so much. I'd be so much better on it than I was, and I'm kind of embarrassed on what it's turned into. But yeah, I have to play on mobile. I don't have a choice. Yeah, if you play on mobile, try to go in with public servers with people that are like good. If you have, ask for help on the Discord server. I know people are like, hey, the best advice people usually give is to do it solo. But sometimes I know people can't do it solo because of lag. So if you like specifically ask, hey, I'm on mobile, I can't do the final boss because it's too laggy for me. Every time I do it, I literally shoot, or I literally just can't because of it. People probably won't understand. No one else really understands, to be honest. But you can go ahead and ask on the Discord server, and someone might be willing to go ahead and help you. Otherwise, you can sit in a public server until like someone you think good comes rolling around. Anyone with like 1 or 2 plus rebirths are generally going to be pretty good at helping you through that. The thing about having other people help is that sometimes they can be even worse than you in terms of lag. So yeah. Yeah, and then there's that cheesy thing that I only like figured out like people telling me about it like, you know, less than like a month ago. That apparently you can actually dodge it to the time freeze attack. You know, it's kind of a bug and probably going to be patched at some point. Not like super soon, but probably going to be patched whenever I do get around to actually looking at Final Boss and trying to figure out why it's so much of a mess. Which, why is my board inventory full too? All my inventories are just full. Okay, I want to keep hyperspace. I want to keep that. I want to keep that. I want to keep everything here. Actually, no, I don't actually care about keeping all those alien boards. 4X, I don't care about. Kunais, I do. Lollies, somewhat. Room, I definitely care about. Swamp glider, I care about. Felt, I'll keep one of. Pursuit, I do not. Breath stacks, I already have one. Sparkles, I don't care about. X-Teal. Beanstack, strawberry, Technogrid. Yeah, okay. We can trash trust this. Alright, and then... yeah, we should probably lock everything. But we aren't. Hyperspace is a basic board that looks nice. Yeah, I mean, it is purple, so that's definitely going for it, but there are definitely some of those quest boards or other, like, commoner boards that actually end up looking a lot better than they really have any right to based on their rarity. Let's track this. Like, that's the weird thing about this, the journal and the tracking quests. Like, half the time it actually works as, like, it's supposed to, and then other times it's just like, oh, yeah, no, we're not working right now. And I honestly do not know why it does that, because based on, like, what I've written in the code, it should either work all the time or none of the time, but, you know, there's a lot of the code right now that I haven't even looked at, so there could be something else that's like, oh, yeah, no, we're only client adjusting a number, or only server-side adjusting a number, or something like that, where it ends up being, okay. Not actually applicable to go ahead and fix, but yeah, it exists. I met you again yesterday. Yeah, I am in public servers pretty frequently-ish. I've been grinding gems recently. As some people probably noticed, I actually unboxed a Sandstorm 2 days ago or something, and I really need to unbox like 3 or 4 more. Because I am so behind in terms of the recent classifieds, it's not even funny. But the thing is, I think being a developer with like the like the developer actions on the server or whatever, you actually aren't able to unbox as fast, just because how everything works, I think. Or maybe I'm just bad at it, or have more pets than usual or something like that. Whatever the case is, I'm not able to unbox as fast right now, so for whatever reason, so I can't actually do mass unboxing, which is kind of a pain. But yeah. Yes, I definitely think a lot of there's some really weird quests in Ghost World in terms of balance. But yeah, no, Yoko, I think people complain way too much about the amount of boss requirements for Yoko. Like, literally, Yoko is the most balanced part of a Rebirth. Like, even Agent Blaze, even though he does have a pretty balanced quest line in terms of free-to-play versus pay-to-win, it's still, like, really unbalanced if you have, like, a good PC versus if you have a bad PC for, like, server hopping. Or not really PC, it's more of internet, but, there's a lot more issues with Rebirth than Yoko. I think Yoko is probably the best part of a Rebirth. Like, Yoko, if Yoko didn't exist, people would be able to rebirth in, like, an hour. And the people, like... It's not really sustainable if people could rebirth in an hour. Even with, like, the current meta where people are rebirthing around 3 hours on average. 2 hours if you're Dead Bull. It's still, like, a bit too fast of a rebirth meta. Yeah. Alright, where are we on our upgrades? What do we need more of? Mushrooms, okay. Yeah, technically, the boss part of Yoko can be, really ridiculously fast if you have, alt or, other setup for the, bosses, because technically, each boss only needs to take a few seconds for you to grab the last, like, 1% of a boss. Technically speaking. I don't think anyone will realistically do it that way, but that is the minimum. But yeah, honestly, I don't think rebirths need to be touched too much. I think there's a little bit of item misbalance in, like, the game as general, but I'm not really planning on touching rebirths too much, other than maybe making them a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really plan on touching them at the moment, so. Everyone who does do the rebirth grind should be safe for now. Yeah, 10 accelerator parts. I kind of want to make vacuum stop more useful in Ghost Simulator. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that is one of my long-term goals. I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's actually going to be happen as good as I think it should, but it is one of my goals. Yes, I do plan on reworking a lot of the rebirth perks. Again, a lot of this is like 6, 8, 10 months out plus. There's a lot of stuff I want to do before then, and a lot of stuff that is planned to do like before then. And it's definitely not going to be as easy as I think it should be, but yeah. Add a higher 10 part drop chance in Remnant Zone. I think Remnant Zone, controversially, this is probably the thing that people will hate me the most for. I think Remnant Zone's actually fairly balanced as it is. Like, it does take a while to get through it, but it is also the last world in the game at the moment. It should take a little bit of time to get through it, guys. Like, I was going through it a second time on my main account, because I needed to get up there for testing some stuff. I'll leave that up to your imagination as to what. It took me about an hour to go from antenna level 20 to antenna level 29, with, like, glitchy loot gum. And, I mean, that is with double drops and, like, best pets or whatever. But, like, pets aren't really an issue when going through it. Frankly, an hour to get through in that area, you know, that's not that bad. Even if it's 8 times that for someone using no loot gum and no double drops, that's 8 hours to get through that entire area in terms of antenna upgrades. That's not that bad for the last area. That does assuming, though, that you do have decent Wi-Fi and are able to grind ghosts at a decent pace. Like, I know there are definitely people who aren't able to grab as many ghosts as I can in an hour or in 5 seconds or whatever, because I can definitely have a lot more mobility than a lot of other people in terms of having a PC, having decent Wi-Fi, stuff like that. But yeah. Anyways, I don't even think, though... Okay. Even with whatever Rubik's answer this, I don't actually know what it is like. But are you able to one-shot most ghosts in Remnant Zone? Like, or pretty much all ghosts, I guess. Aren't you able to, like, even with, like, the not the best pets, not the best vacuum, not the best packs or whatever, able to one-shot? If that's... I'm fairly sure that's the case for anyone with, like, Atom Plus and stats. But yeah, I understand there's a little bit of imbalance. I do kind of want to address that in vacuum stats. I do want to, in the long term, make Remnant Zone better, but I think right now people make it out worse than it really is at the moment. Like, it's not perfect at the moment. I think it definitely could be more vacuum rate based, where you're progressing based on how fast you can vacuum ghosts rather than being item based. But that also requires rebalancing all the pet stats so that it isn't as broken to have, like, higher vacuum stats and whatnot, which, you know, isn't going to be something I'm doing right at the moment. But yeah. Yeah, I know. It is kind of a pain with the lower drop rates, just because RNG on the lower rates does end up, like, you're going to have to vacuum more to get the, like, what's it called? The actual expected drop rate sometimes, just because of, like, if it's a low chance of it happening, you're going to have to do more attempts at it for it to even out. Whereas, like, if it's a 50% chance, like, pretty much from the get-go, you're going to have a roughly 50% of it. Whereas if it's like a 10%, the first 10 times you could have 3 or you could have 0, with fairly decent likelihoods, and so it just can take forever for it to actually balance out. I was one-shotting a lot of ghosts just with the heroes vacuum. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where vacuum rate and pet stats actually don't play too much of a factor into, like, how much you can progress in Remnant Zone, which is kind of nice in some respects. The one thing it is you just still do have the pack size limit, but there isn't really that much pack progression. Like, you're looking at it, and you go from, like, a 35,000 to a 40,000 to a 45,000 to a 50,000. There isn't really much difference there in terms of pack sizes. Whereas, like, with Ghost World, your pack sizes goes from, like, 450,000 to 750,000 to 1 million. I think it's actually 1,000 times all those numbers. But the point still stands that all the other worlds have so much bigger gap in terms of vacuum stats that I don't think Remnant Zone... I think Remnant Zone's a lot more balanced progression-wise than all the other zones. Yeah, honestly, there might be. I don't know. I haven't looked into the drop rates for Remnant Zone. So it might be the case that like clocks or something specific are actually just lower than they should be or something like that. But yeah. New crafting recipes. Honestly, the next time we add crafting recipes to Remnant Zone, I am going to rework the current crafting recipe system to be a little bit more opaque, and apparent for you guys to, or for people to be able to figure it out. Because like the current one's horrible. Like, okay, the first crafting recipe makes sense. That is the only crafting recipe that currently makes sense. I kind of want to literally just straight up on the second recipe say something like, it takes a unicorn to combine the cats, or something stupid like that, to like directly say use a unicorn or something, because I don't think anyone's ever going to get it without that. And then if that one like plainly says unicorn, people are going to be able to more easily figure out what square pet means, what round pet means, or normal pet means, board means, because right now people have the usual way people end up thinking about it is that, oh, square pet means any square pet, normal pet means any normal pet, and board means any board, which I understand. I think that's a fairly easy, normal misconception to make. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, Echo Gecko. Yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about Echo Gecko. We pretend that thing never happened. Yeah, when Echo Gecko first came out, people were like, hey, the crafting recipe is so obvious. And we're all looking at them like, what? And then when it came out, they're like, yeah, we kind of lied. It's not actually that obvious. And the thing is, like, if you're like, hey, look at the shape. And we have this 50 by 50 pixel monochromatic thing to look at. And it's like, yeah, this could literally be anything. And it's like, hey, no. But look at, like, the hint in the shape. And it's like, no, that's not helpful. No matter how many times you reiterate to go look at the shape, we're not going to get any closer to figuring out what in the world this thing is. Quite literally, my best guess at it was when I made a joke about it could be literally anything, which is kind of funny to look at. That, like, yeah, okay, I actually had a decent guess. But the fact that, like, literally how are you going to turn that into actual items too? It is, yeah, no, it's definitely on my radar. I'm aware that those hints are not the best. Honestly, I don't think they really, I think they kind of like fine. They are endgame. So it's a lot better in terms of game design than other things. Like by the time you get to Remnant Zone, you probably are used to puzzles just searching up the answer to the puzzle. But yeah. Honestly, looking back, it isn't... Okay, looking back on stuff that you've already solved is a really, like... not the best way to see how good it was. But, like, looking back, I was actually on the right track. It's just, like... You can see that there was literally no way for me to get from point A to point 5.6. Because, the line was pointing to line F, the opposite direction. Now, actually, I have an image. Please open not over there. Okay, you didn't open over there. Good. I have this image saved, that I think perfectly encapsulates the exact madness that is, that was that crafting recipe, because I spent some time trying to figure that one out. I couldn't. Alright, here we go. This was legitimately one of my jokes, like, hey, look at this, it could literally be this emoji. Look at how it lines up. And, it literally uses this antler and hat in the actual, thing, so, yeah. No, that joke of, hey, it could literally be anything was kind of actually spot on. I don't know why I'm here. I should be over here. Whenever you get a crafting recipe stuff, could you maybe, like, remove Grimm's Horror from the recipe? No. I actually think that recipe is fine to stay how it is. I will bump up the rarity of the thing you get from, Godly to Mythical, which doesn't really change much, but I'll probably also make a lot of the trading, the craftable items tradable. I think that's one of the mistakes that, doesn't happen. And I might also make, some quest lines like Cheshire reset when you rebirth. Because I don't think there's too much of a reason for not to reset. I think Archie is probably going to stay where he doesn't reset, but I think making Cheshire reset won't be the end of the world for most people. But yeah, no, I think keeping the recipes as is probably the best, course of action. And I mean, frankly, I think having some expensive recipes is fine. I think maybe Grimm's Portal should be a given part of the recipe, not a find out part of the recipe. I think that's sort of the balance you have to, I think that's sort of the better balance to have is, if something's expensive, you make it easy to figure out. If something's, like, cheap, you make it harder to figure out. That's sort of my, I don't know, that's my idea for, how you make stuff like that work, is so that, like, if it's a really hard recipe to figure out, like, if it took, like, 4 dev classifieds, you make all dev classifieds apparent, and then you make people be like, hey, go grind for this. Whereas if it's, like, 4 commons, you can be like, hey, yeah, this is a hint, kind of obscure hint to figure out what 4 commons to use. But yeah. No, I think just making Othello, redoable after your birth is fine enough. Honestly, I think that keeps it, I think that's a fine way to do it. But yeah, I also kind of want to make all those craftable items tradable. There's really no reason why they shouldn't be tradable. Like, all the stuff that you craft with them can be traded, so why can't the rest be traded? But yeah. Othello is tradable? Yes, Othello is tradable. Jungle is not, which is really weird. Honestly, anything... Oh, wait, where am I going? I'm going to the green ring, not whatever hobby this is. Yeah, honestly, I think just making the, reward for the Grimm's Portal be a mythical instead of a godly, will increase the value of doing the crafting recipe enough, because godlies are meh, but if it's a mythical, I think... I know it literally changes nothing, but if it's a mythical, people are like, oh yeah, that's actually a cool board, despite it looking the same, costing the same. It's just one of those things where if it's a mythical, you know, people are going to like it more. But yeah. Honestly, yes. I'm one of the people that doesn't actually care too much about the model. Like, literally half the items in this game could be as blank square that looks the exact same, and I wouldn't bat an eye. I'm not a design person. So a lot of that stuff is not something that I have a strong opinion on. But yeah, I think other than Sandstorm, I really like the design of the Remnant Zone classifieds. And honestly, Sandstorm is just, I'm really biased against the tornadoes for whatever reason. There's just too many of them, and honestly, Twister kind of ruined the theme for me because Twister looks awful. But yeah, I also don't like Wormhole Pyrus. What other one was there? There was like one other I didn't like. Yeah, honestly, all those wormholes kind of ruined it for me. I don't know. I'm just biased against it. So that's probably not even valid. But yeah, Monster Mushy I think is really cool. Sunspot I think is kind of a cool. I do feel like the solar idea is a bit overused now. It has been for a little bit, but it's still a pretty cool design. But yeah, the worst. Anything triangle shape you seem to dislike. Yes, yeah, I'm a bit biased against stuff like that. I think the funny thing about Pyrus is like you look at people's list, it's either people's absolute favorite or it's people's absolute least favorite. There's no like middle ground with it. It's actually kind of funny how much I see people are like, oh yeah, Pyrus is my least favorite, and I'm like, oh, funny. And then the next person's like, can you hate Pyrus? Everything else we were like, yeah, no, that makes sense. But yeah. Sandstorm is an event board recolored. I think I don't think people ignore it. I think people just aren't aware when things are like recolored or whatever. But yeah. I'm part of the 1% of players who enjoy static phase. Yeah, static phase isn't like one of the things that I don't like the design of. I just don't think it's super memorable. Like when I made my list on like my favorite dev classifieds, like I don't know, 6-8 months ago or whatever, I listed static phase as the pet I don't remember because I literally don't remember it 9% of the time. Yeah, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't find it memorable. Yeah. Public server bosses are kind of a pain. I kind of wish private servers worked. I don't want to look into private servers working. Although, actually, I already kind of have a little bit looked into to see if there was a... There might be a really, there might be a workaround for me to do it so that private servers work. It'd be kind of weird to actually set up, but it would, I think work fairly easy without me actually having to add too much code to the game. It just, you know, might be a little bit of a jank setup, and I wouldn't actually know what I'm actually doing. But yeah, it is technically, I think, possible for me to make private servers work. It's not coming in anytime soon. I saw it funny that that code's still in the game, and I could probably jerry rig into it to make stuff work. But yeah. Yeah, whereas the cat actually ran off. She didn't come back in the next 5 minutes, so she maybe found someone else to go hang out with today. Yeah, early in the stream, a cat came and was literally chilling right here for like, you know, a solid 10 minutes. We should probably go upgrade our pack and vacuum. Like, we haven't done that in, like, forever. Also, if anyone has any ideas on how to, like, do this, I know the fact that it comes over the thing is actually already fixed, but yeah, if anyone has any ideas on what this should actually say, or like a different shape or design for it, I'm willing to hear you guys out. This thing looks horrible right now, and I don't know how to fix. Oh, batteries up, and vacuum can go. Yeah, now we should be doing this a little bit faster. Maybe just shrink the size of it a little bit. Yeah, I think having the display options is probably a little bit redundant. So it probably can just be a hide or show option instead of hide display options, show display options. But yeah, I think shrinking it a little bit, that sounds like a good idea. UI honestly is one of my least favorite things to do in like programming. It's not hard, I can do it. It's just I hate like making it look good or making it functional. Like that's the thing about Ghost Simulator. Like, there's already so much pre-built UI and stuff. I don't actually have to change any of it. I just need to like do other stuff that makes it work. That just, you know, on top of it. So like for this button stuff, like I just kind of copy pasted code for like charge or whatever, or what they have for charge. So yeah. Actually, I didn't quite copy paste. I may have done something incorrect with that. That's fine. No one knows the difference. Yes, yeah, that's one of the things I already fixed. That was a bug. Yeah, that just was. I had it z-index at 100, where I only really needed at like 25 to be above this stuff, or like 21 technically. But yeah, I had it z-index just way too high. Didn't realize it actually messed with stuff. Yeah, you guys, there were a lot of iterations on this actual design. Like, it used to look so much worse. Now it actually looks like, you know, halfway usable. Yeah, UI is oh, you guys can probably get a sense of how bad I am at UI by looking at like my YouTube thumbnails. Like they aren't bad, but like anytime I do like text or whatever is generally like either awful or misplaced or whatever. But yeah. How many rebirths do I have on my main account? I think I currently have 24 rebirths. I was planning on getting up to like 20 or 36 at one point, but I kind of forgot about that, and I don't think I'm going to be doing too many more rebirths now that I'm a developer, but you know, who knows. Yeah, of those 24 rebirths, 11 are Ecto Token Tycoons. One is or 3 are the permanent perks, so Master Hunter, Ghostly Vision, Lucky Eyes, so that's 14. Another one is 100 crate keys from the second arc rebirth perk, so that's 15. 4 of them are divine sets, so that's 19, and then the last 5 are all remnant tycoons for grinding in remnant zones. So all 24 perks. And the idea for the next 12 for getting up to 36 would be grabbing 12 more remnant tycoons for 17 total. As that's the optimal amount before you start grabbing pet evos, alternating with them. So yeah. Also, I don't think we can upgrade our disruptor yet. So, oh no, we can. We'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, this took us about an hour and 15 minutes to go ahead and complete most of Riley's quest. So probably another hour and 30 minutes to go ahead and complete Billy's quest. And then next stream we will be able to finish up with Rowan and Agent Blaze. So probably about 2 streams to get through Backdoor, which is about what I was expecting. I was expecting 2 or 3 streams, but yeah. And then it'll probably take us about 1 more stream to go ahead and get through Arrest of Void or Arrest of Bloxbait HQ, Void, and anything else we need to do right before rebirthing. Actually, it's not too much. I think Jill. Oh, Jillen's going to be. Not Jillen. Willen will be a pain. Why do I always forget about these unboxing quests? Like, I might just go for like 30 to 50 Remnant Tycoons instead of Continuous Soul Tycoons. Yeah, a lot of switching Tycoons. A lot of what it really depends on is how many more rebirths you plan on getting. If you're planning like doubling your current Souls and or Ecto Token Tycoons, it's going to be better off switching over to Remnant Tycoon or Backdoor Tycoon than continuing in the same Tycoon. If you only plan on getting like 10 or 20% more, like you already have like 10 Tycoons and you only plan on doing like 2 or 3 more rebirths, main hub Tycoons or whatever, then you're going to be probably better off staying with whatever Tycoons you have. So that's my general rule of thumb. If you plan on doubling your current rebirths or in that Tycoon, switch. If you don't plan on doing that much more rebirth grinding, then you're fine chilling as it is. But yeah. Yeah, at some point, I think it's actually probably a good idea to merge all the Tycoons into one and then make it less overpowered. I mean, it balances out the game kind of nicely. It makes everyone else happier because they no longer have to worry about which Tycoon do I pick. They can now only have 1 option instead of 4 options. You know, that won't be happening anytime sooner, but that's probably going to be part of the rebalancing rebirth perks. I mean, in that I'll probably make the accelerated parts better, make Pet Evo, actually Pet Evo might even just stay as it is. It's kind of a fine rebirth perk. Make stuff additive instead of multiplicative, you know, all that fun stuff that everyone will hate me for. Yeah, honestly, most people I think would be in fine of it, even if it does mean that, yes, no, you lose out on your gem grinding method is no longer as broken because now you're only at a 10% instead of a 30% multiplier, which is kind of funny to think about. People are like 100% fine with that nerf because it makes the game more, you don't have to worry about your perks becoming useless. Yeah, don't, long term, the ideal rebirth method isn't, going to last, but, for now, that is the current one, is 17 rebirth Tycoons and then alternating. Just, you know, once rebirth perks get rebalanced, that may not be the case anymore. Oh, that's a lot of rock crystals. Let's just go grab them all. Yeah, 10% is actually technically a buff to it. Like, the funny thing about, if I phrase it, like, going from a 30% in 4 different perks down to 10% in 1 perk, technically is an overall buff, since you go from, if you have, like, 1 of each, it goes into 40% for all of them. So it's kind of weird, because it's technically a nerf, because if you have only 1 Tycoon, you're now only getting 10% of that. But it's also technically a buff, so, yeah. And the thing is, when the Tycoons first came out, everything actually made sense because of how, like, the math worked. Pet Evos was a 5% to 2 stats, so 10%. To 3 different worlds, since it applied to Main Hub, Backdoor, and Ghost World, since those were the only worlds at the time. Whereas each of the Tycoons only applied to 1 stat in 1 world, so those were 30%. And then Vacuum stat applied to 3 different worlds, but only 1 stat, so it was 30% overall too. But now with the 4th world being added, technically the Pet Evo and the Vacuum stat, even though Vacuum stat's actually worthless and no one should ever go pick it, technically got a buff because now they apply to 4 worlds instead of 3 worlds, whereas Tycoons now still only apply to 1 world. So, you know, there is technically an argument to be made that, oh yeah, Tycoons should get buffed to 40% because you now have to split them across 4 different worlds. Which was an invalid argument just because of how gem grinding works, but yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not nerfing Pet Evo that hard. If anything, it's going to be like a 4% instead of 5%, but honestly, I think keeping that 5% just because that's historically where it's been at is the best plan for it. There's no real reason to change it. It's actually pretty balanced as it is. As long as it's additive with Tycoons, it's actually fine. Honestly, when I say it will be additive, there's actually a lot of work that needs to be done behind the scenes to make multipliers additive instead of multiplicative with stuff. And it's not something I'm actually looking forward to. I have a pretty good idea of how I'd do it. I just don't know what the current system is for a lot of that stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, Pet Evo is fine. It's almost certainly staying as is. Like, other than the multiplicative with Tycoons. The big ones that are going to be changed is going to be the Tycoons are going to be merged. And accelerated parts will be made better. Should say that. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Maybe small improvements. I don't want to change crate keys because I do plan on buffing crate keys in the future. I've said this in a previous video, like, I started making a series. This is the funny thing. I started making a series on, hey, these are ideas on how to rebalance the game. And then, like, the next, like 3 weeks later, devs are like, hey, we're hiring devs. And I'm like, oh, wait, I can literally apply to become a dev. And I probably will get it. And, like, making this video series is now meaningless. So I have a single video that's like, oh, yeah, rebalancing Ghost Simulator. I'm going to make a series out of this. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm applying to become a dev. I don't really need to make this series anymore. Kind of funny. Also looks like someone's unboxing for Cosmic Wing. Make key hack batter? Yes, no, I'm planning on buffing crate keys. So yeah, not They're going to get a shadow buff when I do buff crate keys, or if I buff crate keys, so they aren't going to be needed to be rebalanced. Also, it's actually one of the better perks at the moment, like, is underrated. Oh, okay. This is the other thing I patched in the you see this gap here visually between these things? And, you know, it's just kind of annoying because, like, it's kind of, like, all over the place. Yeah, I fixed this in the next update, so, you know, no longer have to deal with this weird visual stuff with all these bonus biomes. It's a minor thing. It literally took changing one number. But, hey. Any small visual changes, you know, I'll take all those easy bug fixes. Anyways, what am I doing? Oh, I'm grabbing Billy. Yeah, some of those gaps, some of the barrier gaps just kind of don't exist. Do you need to do Ghost or Blaze? In this account, yes. In the game, if you're planning on rebirthing, no. You only have to do Agent Blaze. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of quests in the game right now that you don't really need to do for progression and don't really help with it. I think I've said this before on stream. Yeah, you know what? Okay, guys, there's a reason there's this all types thing, and it has there's a type filter there. And there's that I've said in previous videos that hey, there should be a or maybe not even in videos. I've said in different areas that hey, there should be different types of quest lines. Like, you know, there should be main progression quests and side lore quests or something like that, so that people can kind of figure out what they need to do and what they don't need to do. You know, I think you guys can see where that's going. But yeah, that will hopefully clear up some of the confusion on like, hey, which quest should I have to do? But yeah. Actually, I don't know what antenna level... I think... Is antenna level 30 required for the boss area? Or is it still only antenna level 29? I can't remember. I don't know if you need antenna level 30 at the moment. I really cannot remember. No, only 29 is needed? Yeah. Maybe in the future level 30 will be needed, but I don't know. And when a dev says they don't know, that really just means it's not been really thought out yet. Honestly, I would love to say, hey, yes, I do plan on doing something with the Remnant Dimensional Drive and antenna level 30, so they won't be useless in the future. But I don't know. I don't have plans for that. Those two things might be useless features in the future, where people just meme on them forever, like the antenna parts drops from Volcano, where people are like, hey, we don't need these. But, you know. I took a 2-hour break from my rebirth and looks like it can still be done in under 5 hours. Yeah. Yeah, taking breaks is good. You know, there's a reason I only stream like once a week. Actually, you know, half the time I'm yeah, I don't actually spend that much time developing, which is good because I probably spend too much time if I spent all my free time developing on Ghost Simulator. But yeah, a lot of the time is kind of just, you know, being like, hey, talking in the community. Honestly, it's kind of nice being able to part of my job description, not really, but like part of the job is kind of just communicating with people. So I can literally, while developing, doing my job for Ghost Simulator, just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go chat on Discord, and you know, it's probably, people probably appreciate it. It's probably a good thing, so no one can really complain too much. But yeah, I really wish Wild West was a jungle. Interesting. Oh, the funny thing about that, I wasn't even like lurking waiting for someone to do it. I just literally log on and I'm like, oh yeah, looks like people are talking in counting channel. I go in and the next number is 7,000 and I'm like, oh yeah, no way, I'm not taking this. So I yoink it. I think it wasn't 7,000, I think it was like 6,000. I don't know, it was a while ago. I felt kind of bad about it, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not, you're not getting this one back. That being said, you know, I probably should be a little bit nicer. I'm definitely not abusing the fact that I have the admin being able to skip the cooldown on the channel. I'm definitely not going to abuse that ever, but yeah. No, it is something. Yeah, I do feel bad for okay, Deadpool's still 7,000, I still 6,000. Yeah, we are really great at not abusing admin moderator permissions. No, the thing is, I actually do feel bad about it because, like, I don't do that much counting. Someone that does counting should be able to do it. And like 95% of the time, I would never see like the next numbers coming up. Oh, look at that. You're done with another Quest Valley. Yeah, I only use it. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. People will get over the counting channel issues. Actually, let's go grab Anonymous. I want to grab Anonymous. Oh. Yeah, I just wanted to grab this for the loot bag. Like, there's literally no other reason why I went and did that. And that's the thing. These actually, like, we have a decent amount of loot bags. Okay. I don't need to open it. I don't need to have an even amount of loot bags. I am on my alt account. I don't need to have an even amount of loot bags. Okay. I don't know what it is, but, like, every time I see an odd amount of loot bags, I have to open one to have an even amount. And that's mainly because on my main account, I have 2 times boss drops. So, like, I always have an even amount because I always get 2. Except when you do quests and you get something like 3 or 5 or 1 or whatever. And every time now I see an odd amount of loot bags, boss chests or whatever on my main account, I have to open it. And it's so annoying because, like, it's not... Like, eventually it'll go balance out. But yeah. When was the Backdoor bosses giving ectobits added? That was, like, 6-8 months ago. It's been a while. Yeah, I know. That behavior is... I've talked about it enough that it's rubbed off on other people, and I kind of feel bad because you know, it's a bad habit. It's not something that you want to be doing. Is ADHD in your inventory? Is it AD? No, it's OCDing. OCDing, wrong one. OCDing your inventory. Is that still the right one? Yeah, I think that's the right term. Ish. I can't remember. I can't remember if that's something that's fine to say or not. I know at some point it's not going to be fine to say it, and it's going to be like, hey, why did you ever use that as for describing organizing, keeping something organized? It's like, I'm fairly sure right now it is, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Apologies if it isn't. But yeah, there's a lot of features in this game that, like, honestly, are pretty good. And, like, honestly, being a developer now, it's making me realize, like, oh, that's why every single time I mention an idea, it wasn't added. Because I am getting mentioned 20,000 ideas on a daily basis And I only have time to add like 3 or 4 every update, and every update's 2 weeks, and it's kind of a like there's this long time between like when I like I'm looking at it, and there's like I've said what, like 20, I think I've said like 20 things I'm like going to add this video or stream or whatever, and like half of them aren't going to be added for months. And that's just kind of busy with other stuff. Like there are other things to add, there's other things to do, and it's not as easy as, oh yeah, sorry, now all drops are additive, press of a button. No, it's refactoring a lot of code, making sure it all works, making sure it doesn't break and give people 30,000 loot gum for whatever reason. Stuff like that. That's not super easy to do. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think that, but say OCD, I think that's a really weird thing to, yeah. I'm fairly sure. I'm not as in tune with like what's okay social standards as, like, you know, as I probably should be as a YouTuber. So there might be some times where we'll out of date on what's currently the correct way to phrase stuff. But yeah. Yes, devs changed the boss system for main items in Ghost World, and then yeah, Splice is costs 2 billion gems to unlock. Honestly, that's one of the things that will be adjusted at some point. I think it's already on the... Actually, I don't know if I can... Yeah, I can say that. I'm a developer. Yeah, it's already on the plan to get changed at some point. I can't tell you... I'm not going to tell you exactly which update, but honestly, I don't remember which update it is. It's not the next update, but it is planned to be changed at some point to readjust the prices of all that stuff. Now that bosses got reworked. Because when Splice was added, that was sort of balanced to be like with the capacity that you get in like Ghost World or something. I don't know when exactly Splice was added, but that was generally like the idea of it. Would be that you have access to the... Alright, and now we have the quest where we need to get up to, oh yeah, no, not doing this one. Teleporting. Ugh. Ugh, teleporting. I think that's a really apt description for that quest. But yeah, no, it's planned to be fixed. Oh, I did. Yeah, next update is a smaller update. I probably shouldn't have said something about what zone it's going to be focusing on. But yeah, next update is going to be a smaller update. It's going, as I said, it's going to involve a lot of bug fixes. Making the journal save when you switch servers, because I kind of forgot about that. Patching the gum bug, patching some other minor stuff, maybe making the display a little bit more interesting for this high display options, you know. Small stuff. +1, but, you know. Bug reports later. Yeah, some bug reports. I like suggestion stuff. I was planning on reacting to like every suggestion that got posted, and then I realized half the time I want to react to suggestions, it's going to be a shrug, as in I don't know if this will get added, but cool, or a no. And reacting with a no to a suggestion is a bad idea because people will take it personally. As cool as it would be to know that, hey, your suggestion has been declined, it's a bit demoralizing, and I don't think people would take it the correct way, so I'm not going to be reacting no. As for bug fixes, some of them, I can't remember exactly what you posted. I do know one of them was a dialogue issue. I'm not fixing dialogue issues because I don't know what I'm looking at, or why it's broken in the first place. And then some other bugs like, I think the other bug you reported was the gum bug that I've already said is patched. Yeah. Yeah, the gun bug has already been patched. It's been reported, I think, over a year ago. It's been around forever. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and then quest requirements not matching. I'm not worrying about that. Soon, trademark. I plan on re-looking through the entire balance of main hub. So when I do that, a lot of that stuff in like the main hub questline that you're talking about being broken will be patched. And I'm not going to specifically worry about minor visual bugs are one of the things that are going to be ignored in Ghost Simulator. So if you have a minor visual bug that doesn't affect gameplay, it might take a few months to a year to be patched. And I do apologize in advance. Minor visual stuff is one of the things I am not expecting to take a look at anytime soon. Oh, reported parachute into an area bug. Okay, not a gun bug. Okay, parachute bug. One, I'm not touching parachute. I think parachute's fine as is. It's more of a feature than a bug. Honestly, that's mainly I just don't want to patch it. People like it how it is, and it doesn't affect gameplay whatsoever. Like, if you do that bug, you're doing it on purpose. You're not finding it on accident, so, you know, it will... Who cares? And then the area bug. What was the area bug? Like, yeah. Honestly, parachute's bugged for a while. You can actually equip it right as you touch the ground. That's one of them. You can equip it with the hoverboard. That's another one. I think there's like one other thing you can do with it too that's kind of buggy. So there's like 3 different bugs with it. I'm not planning on fixing any of those, funny enough. It's just too much a visual. Yeah. The area bug I reported like an hour ago. Yeah, okay. That one I was aware of. Honestly, I don't even care. Like, that's one of the bugs that I'm like, okay, yeah, that's... I knew that it exists. I don't think it's a huge bug. Technically speaking, you can actually get into the crypt without the... I shouldn't say this. I really should not say this. I technically knew this before becoming a developer, so it's not developer-specific information. But yeah, there's technically a way that you've been able to glitch into the crypt biome forever. There was a way to get into the treetops until they added a bunch of invisible walls. There's probably still a way to get into there, to be honest. Yeah, no, none of those none of the bonus biomes really care about security or have that high of security, so it's not a high priority for me to actually patch them. Also, this is the weird thing, I think. Oh, when you complete a quest, does it... Oh, it probably tracks through a different method than when you specifically track a quest line, and so it doesn't quite update the correct numbers as before. Okay, that makes sense. Because now if I track this one, it should stay right where it's at. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no. I probably should add some security to the bonus biomes. I just think, like, it applies to Joker, it applies to this newest NPC. It applies to, yeah, it applies to the Joker, which is the newest NPC, correct? Was there an NPC before Joker? Or since Joker? Or is it just Joker? Anyways, but yeah, with it applying to Joker, I think this is the first time it's actually ever happened, just because, like, that's the only NPC that's in a bonus biome that doesn't reset when you rebirth, because Jax goes ahead and resets. But yeah, it's not a issue, because one, if it doesn't reset when you rebirth, you'll complete it eventually, and two, like, who cares if, like, being able to access a bonus biome early isn't as big of a deal as you guys think it is. Like, it's easier generally just to unlock the biome than to actually access it. Oh, yeah. Honestly, the thing about divine rewards is, like, they are definitely one of the things that people, like, get tricked into the most, but they're actually still helpful. Like, it's not like a useless rebirth perk to go ahead and grab a divine for. Like, it will help you progress faster because you will have decent pet stats. It's just, it would have been better to just go ahead and get pet stats through different means instead of wasting a entire rebirth on getting a single pet. Like, you could waste entire rebirth on getting, you know, instead of getting that, go grab Lucky Eyes and then grind for 4 Lucky Cats or whatever, and that would arguably be better, but yeah. Oh, there we go. He was talking about being able to teleport to NPCs and bonus biomes without having the bonus biome unlocked. I was fairly sure it's been the case for, like, the second Joker came out in a bonus biome, I'm like, oh yeah, that'll obviously, with the journal teleport, be the case. I just, you know, haven't really cared about it. Yeah. Yeah, and it's also, I think, a little bit to do with the fact that some of the ghosts in bonus or in the remnant zone aren't actually, like, antenna locked. I'll have to take a look into it, but, like, in main hub and whatever, if a ghost is in a zone that you haven't unlocked yet, it'll show gray down or whatever. When I was grinding through remnant zone on my main account earlier this week, or earlier last week, I guess, I realized that, like, the ones in the what's it called, the shrubbery area, aren't actually, like, grayed on if you don't have it unlocked, which is kind of weird. And I think that could be an easy way to go ahead and do it, is just lock those until you actually get to the antenna, which doesn't diss a lot of people from bypassing the unlock requirement, but does make sure that they do have to have the biome unlocked, or they do have to have the correct antenna level before they can start backing ghosts. But yeah, this isn't the first time that's been an issue that people have been able to access a bonus biome without having the proper things. Way back when Backdoor was being added, when they added blocks or Agents HQ, actually, there's actually a way to go around the map and with the jetpack infinitely fly and get into the bonus biome through, like, the top. They had an opening in the top, so you could go ahead and glitch through there. You can actually technically do this with other bonus biomes with, like, the jetpack or whatnot. It's not as convenient as being able to teleport to an NPC. You can, like, glitch through areas. You can probably technically use exploits, but no one actually cares about that. Yeah, it's not unique to teleport into NPCs. Teleporting to NPCs, though, it does make it a lot easier to do. It's just a lot easier than any of the other methods. Okay, randomly teleporting to a random location. Like, randomly teleporting around is one of those things that's... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is the thing. I'm a little bit biased. Like, half of my time with, like, updates is, like, this Christmas event. You will notice that I, have, oh, okay, I don't have it on this account. On my main account, I have all the items for unlocking the tower. I never unlocked the tower, and I grinded towers for, like, I don't know, I grinded like 100 or so keys. I am so used to just glitching around wherever I want to in the game that it's I kind of consider it to be a very low thing when, oh yeah, no, you can glitch into the tower early. Yeah, I know that. I do it half the time. But yeah. Yeah. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. It's rough. You know, the thing is, with my opinion on bugs, a lot of it's like, if a bug doesn't affect your gameplay, then I generally, like, that's a low priority bug. Probably won't get patched. If it only affects your gameplay, if you, like, negatively or whatever, if you have to, like, specifically recreate the bug, for instance, like, if you can glitch out of the, or I guess everyone can technically. If you glitch out of a, what am I doing? I don't even, guys, I'm so distracted with chat, I'm literally not doing anything. Anyways, but yeah, if you have to, like glitching out of the bug, because basically any floor in Ghost Simulator right now, if you jump high with and then equip your hoverboard like right as you land, you'll like glitch through it. So pretty much any floor you can glitch out of. But since like you have to purposely do it, it's not that high priority of a bug to go ahead and patch. Because like, you know, if you end up going outside of the area, like on purpose, like you're doing it to yourself, you can get back in. You are aware of how you got there, all that stuff. It's not huge priority to go ahead and fix. Whereas if like people could accidentally like glitch out through the bottom of a floor by equipping the hoverboard, that's a bit more of an annoying thing to do. But yeah. No, that's not one. Giving that permission is not within my realm of capability, and two, honestly, I don't think they. I think it's weird for them to even be hiring this many devs in the first place. But yeah, no, it's not one of the things that they want too many people access to code or whatever. Ah, yes, getting stuck in the ground always fun. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't. It happens a lot more when you have a bigger board. I think with the current way that boards are set up, with like everything except for an invisible like board part being uncollidable, that there actually isn't. It doesn't actually happen that often. Why am I always vacuuming ghosts here? I don't need ghosts from here. I need ghosts from... Okay, let's go upgrade our... Can we upgrade our battery? We can upgrade our battery. The thing I want to do, though, as a developer is be a little bit more transparent. I don't know how to say that correctly. With like the people like reporting bugs or suggestions or whatever on like, hey, yeah, this is a good idea. We plan to add this at some point in the later future or stuff like that. I don't know the best way to do it. Like as so far, I've reacted a few times to some suggestions in the thing. It's just really hard when like half the suggestions I want to like say, no, we aren't adding this for obvious reasons. But because I kind of want to keep it as just kind of a reaction on my end. So that people aren't, so it isn't like a whole message or whatever and flooding the channel. But it's really hard to like say, no, this suggestion isn't getting added politely in a emote that people would understand. But yeah. Hello. One rebirth in 5 hours is a good time. I think so. I generally account for around 5 to 6 hours for myself, which includes time spent doing stuff like Fern that I do every rebirth, even though it isn't required for a rebirth, just because I like crate keys. But yeah. Are there any devs that aren't in the Discord server? No. All the devs are in the Discord server. The Discord is what they primarily use for social interactions, planning dev stuff, a lot of that stuff. So it's very unlikely for any devs to not be in the Discord server. Yeah, I am playing in public servers, so you guys can get into the same server as me pretty easily. I absolutely hate the fact that I'm in this zone with someone else. Like, where in the world's... Okay, I should... The thing is, if I have the jetpack working properly, which I don't at the moment due to lag, yeah, we're not actually vacuuming ghosts too fast to be able to actually miss that much due to other people, but, you know. How did I become a dev? Last December they sent out a message being like, hey, yeah, we're hiring devs. So yeah, that was where I was hired. You know. How hard was the interview? Not very hard. Honestly, a lot of it was just kind of having a... One, being a notable person from the community, and then two, having a development experience as a Roblox developer-ish. You know, I don't have really any official professional experience with Roblox developing, so, yeah, none of that really, but what I do have, is, yeah, I have other programming experience. As I've said before, actually, yeah, I have a bachelor's degree, which should be coming hopefully soon, officially, like the paperwork for it, and also, I did do a little dabbling in a different Roblox game that I could use as, like, kind of a reference for it. But yeah, other than that, interview wasn't too hard. I mean, guys, I'm talking here with you guys. This is about how difficult an interview is. It's literally just talking to people as they talk to you. Honestly, I'm not... As much as I joke about being antisocial, I am fine, like, talking to people. Honestly, a lot of people my age-ish, you guys are probably in that same anti-social clique where it's like, yeah, no, you don't want to talk to people. But no, the thing about an interview is, like, if you aren't scared about talking to people, it's not going to be that bad. I'm kind of antisocial. Yeah, no, it's... I understand antisocial. I think definitely, like, sometimes it depends on, like, the situation. Like, you know, if you're in a group of people you know, it's a lot easier than if you're in a group of people you don't know. And honestly, a lot of it's realizing that no one's actually thinking about as much about you as you are thinking about you. So, yeah. What am I doing? I am finding Billy's pitchfork. Yeah, I think my plan is mainly just going to be figure out a good way to say yes and say maybe, like, get good emojis for yes, maybe, already planned, and one like probably not or something like that. Emojis to react to like people's suggestions and whatnot, just to give people kind of an idea of like where that suggestion's at. Or maybe also another one like repeat suggestion that's already like been dealt with before. I don't know. Actually, talking about glitchy loot gum, we should use some glitchy loot gum right now. Yeah, no, actually I think that's a fairly common thing. For people to be only so... Why is there 3 people in this zone? Like, I haven't seen anyone until I got to here, and now I see 3 people. Fortunately, we have the jetpack, so we can use these 3 ghosts that no one else has access to. And we can just burn glitchy loot gum to hopefully get it a little bit faster. Actually, where are we at? 85, we're at 69 and 108. So yeah, we should actually be able to do it pretty quickly. But yeah. There we go. That should be all the stuff we need, except for some antenna parts, which we can actually just go teleport to you for. Permanent IP ban? No, no, we're not going to be permanently IP banning people for repeat suggestions. It is perfectly normal to not know what everything's been suggested. Not everyone has read every single suggestion 5 times and has memorized every single one of them. That is not fair to expect people to do. I will, however, try to cut down on the amount of repeat suggestions on specific suggestions like increase item drops. I am not increasing item drops. And there was one other one that I'm not doing, and I really want to drill this into people's head. Like, no, that's not happening. I can't remember. Maybe it's the additional pet slot. Might be that one. I actually don't remember exactly what it is, but no one's going to be temporarily muted from suggestion or anything like that for repeat suggestions. As I said, no one really can keep track of every single suggestion, and it's unrealistic to expect people to actually read all of the suggestions before they can post their own suggestions. I think that is a overstep. If you're posting troll stuff, yes, there is a chance. I just don't do the moderation either, so I won't be banning anyone. I'm not the person banning people. I'm not the person telling you to muting people. I'm not temporary banning. I am literally just a developer. It's not in my job description to go around and people like, hey, you shouldn't do that. I'm just a developer, guys. If I tell you not to do something, it is only a recommendation. You don't have to listen to me. But yeah. Alright, bye Yorick. Bye Rubix. Alright, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. We're actually about halfway through Billy, so we're probably going to get all the way through Billy before the end of the stream. We are getting really unlucky with these advanced parts drops. That being said, we only need one more, so I don't think you're allowed to in Roblox's like terms of service to have Discord links in the game. It is like people under 13, for instance, aren't allowed to join Discord, so it shouldn't be displayed for them. I think Roblox does that automatically. But yeah, there is already a link in like the game, and that's like the best publicity that Ghost Similar can really have. Other than like having a link in a like Twitter announcement, I think that's the only other better thing they can do. But you can't have it in like basically any text you say on the platform cannot have a Discord invite link, and that's for that's just based on how that's Roblox's terms of service and stuff. So no, that's unfortunately not a possibility. Well, yeah, not that many crazy people have joined my server. I'm kind of I like to think the reason that my community isn't as crazy as some other YouTube communities get when someone is like popular is the fact that I'm sane and I don't do crazy stuff, and and some of my values are sanity and moderation, not being like super excited or encouraging people to do dumb stuff or anything like that, or doing dumb stuff myself. But you know, I could just be honestly just getting super lucky. Also, what are we converting? I kind of want to keep all my items. Okay, you know what? We don't need a single anomaly loot bag. What in the world? Never mind. We aren't converting that. We are going to save that. Yeah, sure you're working overtime. Honestly, I don't really need a mod is the funny thing about it. I think I've had a total of 0 incidents in the last like year or whatever. Or actually, other than the spam bots. Spam bots we've needed once. Other than that, like, there's not been that much like craziness, especially in the Discord server. Like, everyone's chilling in the Discord server, and I like to think part of that is the 10-minute wait time people have before they can actually say stuff in the Discord, which is you know, probably a bad idea, but whatever. Josh, you do need a mod, yeah. No, I mean, now that I have a mod, there's really no reason for me to unmod you, but yeah, not like you're really doing that much. But no, I do realize like the 10-minute wait time is a bit weird for my Discord server. Although I'm not changing it, I do like the fact that it does force people to be like, hey, yeah, no, you have to wait 10 minutes before you can actually chat here, because it gives people a little bit of time, like, okay, you think it's going to be funny, let me go into the server and let me go spam 5 links. Oh, now I have to wait 10 minutes. Then you forget about it, and then you realize it's a dumb idea. It's just one of those things that I think helps people think a little bit clearer by giving them a little bit of waiting time. But, you know, it probably doesn't do as much as I think it does. If people are really devoted to being annoying, they can still come in and wait the 10 minutes and be annoying. Already banned 13 people from this stream. I hate when I accidentally TP to an NPC when I tried to TP to another one. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, that's nothing to do with the journal sort, I don't think. That's not my fault. It's not as much as my fault as the glitchiness that happens when you join the server. That is 100% my fault. Like, pretty bad. But yeah, no, honestly, I think making the quest giver's name a little bit bigger might be better. Honestly, it's kind of hard. Like, UI is very limited on what you can, like, fit into a screen. Like, there's so many different screen sizes. Like, if someone's playing on a phone or a TV, actually, I know for Journal this is a big issue, and, like, pretty much anything on Go Simulator is an issue. Nothing scales with, size, and that's not my fault, for the record. I do plan on fixing it, it won't be fixed that quickly. But yeah, a lot of stuff doesn't scale with bigger screen sizes or smaller screen. Actually, I think it scales with smaller screen sizes, fortunately. But yeah, a lot of it doesn't scale very well, so it is kind of a pain to go ahead and like read some of the stuff. But it does also make UI a pain. Like, how do I want to have this quest formatted? It's probably fine as is, but does this get a little bit small on bigger devices? Yeah, it does. Would it be easy to fix? No, it would be an absolute pain to fix, and I hate UI, as I said before on this stream. But yeah, it is definitely a bit weird. I still don't understand how the lore of the devs have put their notes instead of Blaze's notes in the end of the parkour. Yeah, I think the idea is that since they created Blaze, they kind of gave him a notes specifically. Hey, yeah, no, let's give him notes to specifically push him away from it, whatever he's thinking about, and to keep him more controlled. Like, I mean, obviously they could do it as devs. They could pretty much do anything, and then make them think that they're his notes instead of whatever. But I think in the actual lore, I think it's like Luna replaced those notes then with her own notes that are, you know, I don't know what the actual lore of Ghost Simulator is. I don't even, like, really all I know is Blocksmite HQ. That's about it for lore. Devs fight, player wins. That's pretty much it. Anyways, how much can we upgrade our vacuum? Honestly, lore has never been something that I would care too much about, and so it's probably going to be one of those things that, honestly, even as a developer, I'm probably going to be a little bit lacking in making sure we have good lore going on. So, yeah, if you guys are super excited for lore, it might not be the best. Honestly, I think other people are going to do fine on lore. The thing about having the development team as is, I don't need to do everything, so I think the creative lead is actually the main person going to be in charge of the lore, so Dark Thunder. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's talked more about as a group than anything else. So it's not just a specific person's goal, but is more of their responsibility than my responsibility. So even though I don't care at all about lore, someone should still be looking out after the lore and making sure the lore does something. What about making private servers joinable in every Worlds of Friends? Yeah, that's one of the things that devs are aware about. It's actually, they actually use it in an example when they're going over like, hey, this is how development stuff works. More or less, hey, if you're one to like look into how stuff works, you can make that as part of a like update tasks or whatever for yourself to do. And I think looking into it, like I looked into it a little bit because of when I was changing out the journal work for like displaying stuff, I was adding like the world sort, which is kind of weird. And then I was making it so that Christmas World would be unjoinable through quests, since I don't think we've had that specific issue before. But I think looking at like how the join scripts work, there's actually a really easy way to scaffold it. So not that like private servers work as like they should yet, but make it so that there's like a workaround for it. I don't know how fast I can. It won't be in like the next update. I don't even think it'll be in the next 2 updates. But maybe sometime soon I'll add a scaffolded way for people to at least be able to be in private servers together. It won't work exactly how you might want it to work, but there might be something in the near future. And I think, given the code that I've seen, it should be fairly easy to go ahead and add. Don't quote me on that, though. It will probably take longer than I'm thinking to add. The hitbox in the ring in Beach is kind of glitchy. Actually, I think they fixed that before I became a dev. I remember seeing a lot of people complain about not being able to collect the ring from the top. And then having to tell them, hey, yeah, you have to grab it from the bottom. But I actually haven't heard that complaint a lot recently, so I think it got patched. Unless you're like currently trying to get the ring right now and you aren't able to. I think I'll go with it's patched. Hopefully it's patched. What am I doing? I am going and grabbing items to go ahead and upgrade my antenna, I guess. For this, we are probably going to go ahead and burn some more glitchy loot gum. I think this is probably a prime time to go ahead and do that. Oh, I don't have 5 strings yet. But yeah, pretty much all the obvious bugs that you guys find a lot. I'm going to be trying to slowly patch those all out. I think the big one next update, I've said this before on the stream, I'm sorry for all the people that were already here and have heard this already mentioned a few times. But like the bug when you use a gum and then, or when someone else uses a gum and their avatar freezes in place, is actually going to be patched in the next update. So I think that's one of the most annoying bugs at the current point. So that should be fixed. You should get a lot less, hey, why are you hacking sort of deal when you're using gum in main hub. Yeah, a lot of the other smaller bugs I'm hopefully going to be able to remember to patch. Just like report them, and even if they've been reported before, report them again. I give you guys permission if they haven't been reported in a while and I haven't like mentioned them. Feel free to report them. Even if you like bring them up to me in like chat or whatever, and I say, oh yeah, I'll plan to report it. Feel free to report them officially. I don't always remember everything I've talked about in streams, so being able to be like, oh yeah, I want to go patch a bug, and being able to look in the bugs report channel, being, okay, I should go look at that bug, and then go ahead and patch it. Makes it a lot easier for me to actually do stuff. So yeah. Being able to collect the ring without passing inside of it. You mean from like below, or like when you like barely miss it or whatever? Like you don't need to go through the ring. You just need to touch like, you need to touch the block that the ring is on. I think you guys know how Roblox works with its blocks and stuff. It's basically an invisible block with a decal on one side of it. So yeah, it's a bigger hitbox than you're expecting. You don't need to pass through it to go ahead and get the thing. You just need to touch it. Oh, someone actually got toasty. So someone got toasty like second try. Someone got pretty lucky. Actually, my face cam's covering that. You guys can probably see just a little bit right here. Yeah, someone got a toasty. Yeah, that's honestly, the hitbox is just weird. I can fix the hitbox if you want and make it really annoying to actually go ahead and do it. I just don't think it's really worthwhile. Like, oh yeah, you don't need to visually touch the ring for it to register isn't as big of a deal as, oh, I actually touched the ring and I didn't get it. Those are like two very different, even though it's like the same thing of the hitbox being a little bit whack, very different in terms of like the need to go patch them. One of those, I would need to go patch immediately. The other one, I can just say, oh, nah, I don't need to patch that for another month. Yeah, there's definitely some, like, names where you get so used to how the theme of it works. For instance, Mr. Toasty, there's this toasty theme. I think we have, like, Ghosty Toasty. We have some other toasters. A lot of toaster themes, actually. So it can be a little bit interesting when it's like, oh, yeah, Mr. Toasty. Nope, that's just a very hot volcano. Instead of a actual toaster. Despite sharing a similar naming trend to a different theme. But yeah, not a... I don't think that many people get confused on it. Yeah, you're the person who unboxed the Mr. Toasty. Yeah, nice job. I know getting classifieds, like, even... okay. Even especially the cheaper ones. Getting those, like, when you get, like, lucky and get it early is just super nice. Like, with the more expensive ones, it's arguably better. But, like, with the cheaper ones, it's like, yay, I don't need to go spend 20,000 years unboxing for this. Because, it can get really tedious to go unbox for those cheaper ones. Like, with the more expensive ones, you're like, okay, I spent a long time grinding gems. I can spend a little bit more time unboxing. Before it gets annoying. But with the cheaper ones, it gets annoying a lot quicker. Cosmic's try was me, yeah. No, I saw that one. Honestly, I think with how lucky sometimes people get with the classifieds, it's really hard to remember the exact amount of godlies you have to go burn through before you actually get a classified. Like, it's 400 times easier to get a godly than it is to get a classified. 400? Yeah, 400. So, on average, you're going to see 400 red messages per classified, no matter what your unboxing method is. No matter what luck you're running. Okay, there we go. We got our 10 upgrade. We'll go ahead and upgrade that. I can't unbox really fast. People use auto clickers to unbox really fast. Let me show you really quick. So, yeah, right here, fastest auto clicker for Windows. Can I open this up? Anyways, yeah, you run that, and voila, you unbox a lot. This is about to go. I'm trying to limit this, so sorry, that was the wrong one. Did I stop streaming? Please tell me I didn't stop streaming. I started recording. Okay. We'll stop that recording. One of my, I use brackets for my hotkeys. One of my brackets, the left one, is for, enabling my auto-clicker. The right one is for, enabling, recording on OBS. So, yeah. But yeah, no, you unbox using an auto-clicker, and you're able to unbox, like, a lot at a time. I don't know how many we unboxed there, but we unboxed quite a bit more than one that it looked like, so yeah. Just trying to get rid of gems before rebirth, that's kind of funny. Yeah, it's actually... It's more common than you think to get an classified accidentally. It isn't as common as getting one on purpose, but it happens pretty frequently. Anyways, how much more items do we need for this? 4 more, few more than 4 more. Or 8 more, I guess. Yeah, I also, I made a video on this, but you also want to go ahead and go into your inventory if you have, like, huge inventory. If you have a small one like this account, it's probably not as needed. But if you go ahead and search and filter out all of your pets, like whatever, I generally type in DSA and then enter, so that you have no pets matching the given search. Your inventory doesn't have to do as much adjustment, so you're able to unbox faster with that too. So yeah, those are just the two things for actually unboxing massively. It's a fairly standard thing, and for now it's staying. I know I'm a developer and I shouldn't be encouraging people to go ahead and break my game, but that's been a thing since long before I became a developer, so I have no issues telling you guys to go ahead and use it. Just, you know, don't do any AFK farming with auto clickers. No AFKing like bosses. AFKing as in like fully AFKing for hours plus. If you just AFK for like the 3 minutes or whatever a boss is, that's fine. Actually, that's allowed. That's perfectly fine. It's just like, I'll give an example from Atlantis event. In Atlantis event, there's 2 spawns for the ghostly or Dutchman or whatever it's called, Flying Dutchman. In that thing, people would go ahead and AFK using the photon blaster in a line up the 2 spawns, and then just be constantly shooting. And therefore they'd be able to get drops from bosses every single time, and they could just AFK. That would get you permanent. That would get you banned. I don't know whether it was a temp or permanent. I wasn't really involved in Atlantis event. But that would get you banned from the game. Even though it is just using an auto clicker, like with auto unboxing, it isn't allowed. So there are good ways to use an auto clicker. There are bad ways to use an auto clicker. Just you're allowed to use an auto clicker in game, just like for like chilling AFK or whatever. Just don't use it to auto farm. Is there a better way to set the pets in? Yes. Yes, there are easy ways to clean up the inventory. The thing is, I don't want to clean up the inventory before I add a debounce to the thing, because if I make the inventory too optimized, it's going to become way too easy for people to be able to unbox, and that will break the game. Like, literally break the game if I optimize the inventory before adding a debounce to the unbox, and then if I'm adding a debounce to the unbox, I'm going to also have to add a like better way to unbox. Like, there's no way around it. People would literally riot in the streets if I went ahead, patched out mass unboxing, and did not add a intended way to mass unbox. I think Deadbolt, you know perfectly well you would go riot in the streets if that happened. How do you even get caught like that though? Because you're doing it in public servers? Pretty much all AFK farming you have to do is in public servers. Otherwise, people won't like set up stuff. People won't be able to finish stuff off for you. Technically, you could have done it in a private server, but I'm sure there's someone who did do it in a private server and didn't get caught. But like a lot of the AFK farming, like AFKing Final Boss, you have to do that in a public server. I'm sure there are people right now using exploits, scripts, and whatever to use using private servers to go ahead and grind the game. I'm not going to say there's anyone on the leaderboard because that would be way too specific, but I'm sure there are some good players that are using exploits, scripts, or whatever on private servers and aren't going to get caught. It's just the nature of Roblox at this point. Easy enough to find exploits and use exploits to go ahead and grind. That I am sure there's people doing it. Don't do it. It is against. It's against Blockspot. Or actually, I don't know. Blockspot hasn't had any official stance on that. It's against. It's against most of the. Or I think it's against the rules. I just don't know if there's any explicit Blockspot message that I can point to as to why it's illegal. Just, you know, if you think it's illegal, it's probably shouldn't do it. It's not illegal if you don't get caught. Yeah. I'm sure. That honestly, using exploits and scripts is one of those things that, like, I would prefer not to have as much bad stuff against it. I think abusing them, yes. But if you're like, if you use exploits as like sort of casually, like you aren't using it to get ahead or whatever, and you're just kind of like, oh yeah, let's see if this is possible. Like, oh wow, I created a macro to go ahead and macro all the bosses in main hub. That's kind of cool. Sure. And then it's like, okay, yeah, don't use that, people. Like, I personally think like exploits and stuff like that should be allowed to be public. I just don't think they should be allowed to be abused. And by being public, I mean like, oh yeah, someone can be like, hey, I made this cool thing where I can see, I don't know what a good way to say would be, where like they I don't know, they make the game do something unintended where they're able to like teleport to I don't know, maybe not. I'm trying to come up with a good example that would be something where it's like, yeah, someone could do that once, and then by doing that once, they show me what's possible, and then I can either patch it out so that it isn't possible, or just be like, hey, yeah, don't do that, and not need to worry too much about it, though, because it's not a big deal. But yeah, that's one of the things with exploiting on Roblox. It's sort of the developer's responsibility to patch out a lot of this stuff, and frankly, it's a pain. Like, it's one of those things where it's not about banning the players that use it, because, like, there's always going to be someone using it secretly, like, no matter what. So I'd much rather have people using these stuff publicly so that I can see what's possible, and then not punishing them, but, like, removing what they're able to do is just, it's so much more sustainable for me. I think it makes more sense for, like, literally everyone involved just to do it that way. That being said, don't abuse glitches. Just because I say, yeah, it'd be fine for people to publicly use some of these glitches, don't abuse them. Yes, that's allowed, or I should say, I think that's allowed. We don't actually have any official ruling from, like, Bloxbyte itself. As a developer, I can't really speak on the behalf of Bloxbyte as I'm the contract. I can say, however, that the general sentiment was pretty similar to when I wasn't a developer. And when I wasn't a developer, someone pinned a message of mine that was more or less the that basically it was like, hey, these are what my thoughts on the, or this is what, like, the general allowed usage of stuff is for the game. And it was like, one of the things was like, yeah, you can use it for AFKing, you can use it for quality of life reasons, like fighting the final boss, shooting at other bosses, whatever. As long as, like, you're actively playing, actively, like, moving your mouse, you're allowed to do it. It's just if it's sitting in one spot, as long as it isn't, like, farming, like you're actually gaining something from it, or like fully automatic and farming over the course of, like, hours while you're unattended. If you just leave it for, like, 2 minutes to, like, do a boss, that's fine. If you leave it for, like, 5 minutes to unbox the rest of whatever gems you have, that's fine. If you leave it so you don't AFK so you can AFK overnight without, like, actually farming anything, go for it. Just, you know, there's a pinned post that I made before I became a developer in the Ghost GS discussion, Ghost Simulator discussion in the Discord. So that has all the points I'm making here. I don't know if it's you guys. I won't be punishing you, and I'll making sure that you guys won't be punished if I can on any of that stuff that's listed there. But know that that's not actually like officially Bloxbyte's stance on it. Honestly, I feel like there should be more of an official stance on stuff like exploiting macros, stuff like that. But you know, not in my not in my power to actually do some of that stuff. But yeah. Ninja Wars would get angry with the statements. What statements specifically? I've said a lot of random stuff. You make an official stance? No. Okay, the thing is, I'm hired as a contract. I need to get this across. I'm hired by Bloxbyte. I don't officially represent Bloxbyte. Like, I can't say, yeah, Bloxbyte will do this. I think if I asked, it would probably be said that, yes, I am allowed to make these official rules for Ghost Simulators, like, terms of use or whatever. I don't, right at the moment, I don't have that official permission. So I'm not going to say it. I will, however, say that, as a developer, if you use the stuff that if I say something's allowed and you use it, I will make sure, to like the extent of me being a developer, I will make sure that you don't get in trouble for anything I say is allowed. That being said, if I say something isn't allowed, it might still be allowed by other people. But yeah. But yeah, and I think as I develop more and take more time as a developer in Ghost Simulator, a lot of this stuff, like I'm saying right now, like, oh yeah, I don't have control over this, will gradually shift to be like, yeah, no, I can, these are like officially stuff that I can say. It's just for the time being, as I'm kind of new, it's one of those things like, not as much. Someone just got splashed, lol. Yeah, no, it's, people are getting lucky with, people are trying classifieds, I think, pretty recently, but yeah. But yeah, given time, I'm sure that some of the stuff I say will be made, like, yeah, no, I'm officially allowed to make Ghost Similar rules. Just right now, I'm not 100% sure on that scope. I'd have to ask. But yeah, you guys, use your discretion. I'm sure plenty of you guys are smart enough to know how to not get banned in Ghost Simulator, so try your best not to. In the meantime, you. People in my chat are just unboxing classifieds left and right. I should go steal their luck, to be honest. Anyways, why are there still 2 people in this zone? Like, I guess one of them might be AFK, but, and they have rebirths too. Like, if they don't have rebirths, I understand it's slow. But like with the rebirths, it's like, okay, so I have about 20 minutes left in this stream. Is that enough time to complete this quest? Yeah, it should be plenty enough time. The biggest one's going to be those parasite ones. And playing Ghost Simulator while watching Ghost Simulator. Yeah, no, that's the thing about YouTube. It can be really kind of a drain to watch YouTube. So being able to be productive while doing it is pretty good. Okay, I think now we should be able to make 3 guns at spaceship. Yeah, I don't know. Just a second. What does 2 this look like? 4, not worth it. Nah. Actually, we can do 50-50-50. Playing Geometry Dash while listening to this is not helping me beat those levels. I wonder why. Maybe it's the fact that I have 0 rhythm in this thing, so you're just getting, so it's just a distraction. Alright, that being said, this should be a decent quest. Actually, this is one of those collect quests where it's actually obtain quests. That's kind of funny. Anyways, what would you guys like? What would you guys like to see in Ghost Simulator? Like, there's already a lot of plans, and a lot of the stuff that people like want to see, I do plan on providing. But I'm just wondering if there's any like stuff that you guys have idea-wise that like I haven't seen before, because, or anything to like prioritize on. Like, if people really, really want Infinite Quests to be useful, maybe I'll prioritize those a little bit more than what they are currently. Jolly Roger not spawning in bridges. Oh, because of how it gets glitchy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one. The bug where the bosses aren't actually, like it happens with King Dino, too, where it doesn't actually stay, seated correctly. It's not as bad as, like, when Roblox actually glitches itself. Roblox had a bad time, a while ago, like, where all the ghosts and everything was just kind of floating around, just like a fish, basically. I think we're going to finish up this area really quick here, and then move on to the other areas. But yeah, I'll see about changing those spawns around a little bit. It might be as easy as moving them up a little bit. It might be as hard as might be a lot harder, something to do with the actual script of it. I'd have to go ahead and actually look at it to see, but yeah, it's definitely a weird thing with that, with those spawns, aren't they? They end up glitching a little bit. People used to complain a lot about the visual glitch of it, like changing colors when you vacuum it. I think it's still an issue, and just everyone's stopped caring about reporting it. So I don't know what the fix was for that, and why, and if it's exactly possible to fix, but it is definitely one of the things. All right, bye. I really wish, like, the biggest thing I wish in Ghost Simulator is that there was just a giant lever which I could, like, you know, flip to fix the lag in the game, like, for smaller devices. And there is no such lever for that. And I don't think it's going to be easy to go out and fix, like, the lag for, like, mobile devices, lower end of PCs. Because, like, it is honestly one of the biggest pain points for me, that playing on mobile or playing on laggier devices is so much worse than playing on, like, high-end devices. Like, yeah, no, that was a Roblox error. Like, anytime, sometimes when the craziest stuff happens, it's like Roblox errors. Like Roblox deciding to go ahead and make all collision not happen. That actually happened once in Ghost Simulator, a long time ago. But yeah, you'd once be able to just go run through any wall. Actually, it happened in pretty much every Roblox game. The thing is, you can always, like, check out to see, like, if it wasn't an update, like, there was no update to Ghost Simulator in the last, like, day or so, it's probably a Roblox-based bug, and it'll go away eventually when they fix their, whatever broke. Yeah, generally, if it's a giant physics issue where everything has the same physics issue, then it's generally Roblox. I mean, sometimes it is just spaghetti code on our end, but, you know. I try to blame Roblox for as much stuff as possible, so that way, no. Generally, I know when it's... Generally, it's pretty easy to tell when it's my fault or not my fault. Like stuff with the journal currently, yeah, that's pretty much all my fault. But, like, when something breaks, it's, like, completely unrelated, and I haven't even seen what that code is, or, like, where it specifically comes from. I'm like, yeah, a little less of a priority if I didn't break it. Anyways, 15 more minutes. Yeah, I think we can complete this quest in 15 more minutes. One of the things I should be trying to do is make sure there's as many rare ghosts left in these areas as possible, because I'm fairly sure my next quest is going to be rare ghost based. So instead of just grabbing every single ghost in these areas, I grab mainly the normal ghosts. Yeah, one of the quests is a wrench, the other quest is rare ghosts, and the last quest is items. So, should be a fairly easy last few quests. Assuming I do leave enough rare ghosts to go ahead and, like, one-shot the rare ghost part and have the item collection necessary. Alright, nothing here. Alright, done with that area. Now all we have left is Farmer and Honey Drops. So, honestly, it's so much... Like, going through Backdoor the first time is such a pain. But, like, when you go through it, like, the second, like, after your rebirth, you have good pets or whatever, it's not bad. It's actually fairly balanced and kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but... You know, I feel like Backdoor is a lot more balanced than people give it credit for. Yeah, it's a pain when you first go through it, but like, it isn't a pain when you go through it a second time. Unlike some other quests, like Jesse. You know, it actually makes sense, like what you have to do. It's kind of balanced for where it is in the game. You know, again, that might just be my biased opinion, but. But yeah, that's actually a pretty good progress. Like 3 hours, being able to complete like almost 5 quest lines. Not bad. I mean, when I say almost, we do have one more quest for Allie, 2 more or a few more quests for Gabe. But we should be done with Billy, Riley, and Gab 3 all in this stream. So fairly good progress. Oh yeah, the rebirth grind. Yeah, server hopping for that is kind of weird. Oh, do we not have to do have we already found the wrench? No, the wrench is for... Who is that wrench for, quest-wise? Wow, I don't know. I thought it was Billy's, but I guess it could be Juliana's. Oh yeah, it wasn't 8. It was 15 rare ghosts from each area. Lovely. Yeah, this is why everyone hates Billy, by the way. This specific quest. If you see people complaining about Billy, this is why. For Riley, you have to do 8 special ghosts. For Billy, you have to do 40 normal ghosts and then 15 rare ghosts. A bit imbalanced. I would like it if there was an Ian quest that asked for a Class C. Yeah, I don't think that's the plan. I think the purpose of classifieds is to stay classified. But yeah, I think at some point there might be some classified leakage or whatever, where a quest just, oh, oop, yep, nope, mentions a classified, oh, now you have to go unbox one, or something like that. I don't think so. I think it's kind of unfair to a lot of people to have a classified requirement. It is really hard to actually unbox for those things. But yeah, it might be the case that one comes in the near future. Probably after unbox. Help frame rates. What are you talking about? The Bloxbed HQ. Why should there be an exception for the Bloxbed HQ? I don't see any exception for the Bloxbed HQ. But yeah, I agree with that idea, like being able to keep track of the classifieds that you have gotten. I don't know how hard it is to program. I would guess that it actually would be a pain to go ahead and program it like that. Like I'd have to probably rework an entire system that's been this way since like the game came out, where it's like probably not really worth the time at this point to go ahead and rework it like that. But yeah, I definitely agree. Was it removed? Didn't notice? Yeah, no, that was part of the patch notes. So is Sandstorm though too. So yeah, we no longer have that classified in the journal. Frankly though, like no one really cares about the journal. Like no one cares whether something's missing or not. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I know it's kind of like, oh wow, there's a secret in it, but I think it's fine to have it not explicitly stated that, hey, there's this really rare item, because like one people who play the game enough to be able to get it will be in some sort of server where they'll be able to get that information, and like a Discord server or wiki or literally anywhere that isn't in-game officially, they'll be able to figure out, oh yeah, there's some cool classifieds in that crate. I don't think they need the index to show it off. And two, it makes it a little bit easier for people to be like, hey, oh cool, I don't, it doesn't like be like show people that aren't able to do that, be like, that aren't in those areas that, oh hey, I could try getting this, and then they don't realize how difficult it is. On that same note, I do kind of want to hide something about classifieds somewhere. I'll try to keep that vague. I kind of want it to be vague. Anyways, 2 more minutes to do this quest. I don't think we're quite doing it in the exact amount of time, but we'll be pretty close. Like, we're about 5 minutes out from completing this quest. Maybe in one of Luna's messages while using Rumgum. You know, somewhere. I'm planning on hiding it somewhere. We'll see if that actually happens or not. Also, I love having 3 FPS where I can't even use a jetpack correctly, so I have to climb a ladder. Like, this is literally my least favorite thing about Roblox in general. And that might be just a skill issue with me playing on a 5-year-old laptop, but and you know, it's not even Ghost Simulator specific. Pretty much if you lag anywhere on any Roblox game, you're going to have the same physics issues. Sorry, I need these. I need 3 more of those, so... But yeah, I kind of want to do a little bit more with Remnant Gum. Specifically, I know I've said some things about using Remnant Gum in puzzles more often, as sort of a puzzly hit system. So yeah, that'll probably end up being the case. I don't think puzzles are going to be worked on in Ghost Simulator for a couple more months at least. I mean, whenever I get some of the bigger issues fixed, or a lot of the bigger issues fixed, then I'll probably start seeing about looking into these smaller issues that I complain about a lot. Hopefully I have enough items to instant complete the next quest. I think I should be because of how much I've been using loot gum, but you know. I really do not want to grind specifically for items to go ahead and complete that quest. Alright, that should be all the bees I need. And then I just need 5 more crazy cows. Alright, anyways, yeah, once I complete these last 2 quests for Billy, that will be the end of this stream. Actually, we've got quite a bit done. I mean, I was expecting to get about this amount done. As I said in the start, I thought I'd get around halfway through Billy to all the way through Billy. A little bit further than I was, like, on average expecting, but within the range. Yeah, it's definitely a lot quicker to go through on your second time through Backdoor than when you're going first through, especially when you spent time on your last... We are missing a single hay bale. You can't make this up. But yeah, you can't really, I mean, with this account, I did force myself to go ahead and max, like, get out good pets or whatever, like, before I went ahead and rebirth. Single hay bale. So that does give me quite a bit of a boost over people who would normally be going through here on the second time. But the thing is, like, even though that is the case, I do feel like it still does need to be a little bit faster for people who don't have as good of pets or whatever. But yeah. My connection's not as good today. Yeah, no, server hopping with a bad internet connection is literally the worst. Anyways, yeah, that is the single hay bale we need. And now we have the most useless perk in the game. Actually, yeah, no, that is the case. This is definitely the most useless perk. And now that we technically have officially the data stream unlocked, we can go ahead and go grab the screen ring for Gabe, and then we can go ahead and work on that. I do need to, in the next episode, go ahead and go through the Willin, which I probably should have started this episode and been working on, but I really hate the Illins, so I don't generally try to, you know, like, you guys saw it with Jillin. We kind of left him to last. All those fun quests that, you know, don't really care about doing. Anyways, but yeah, that is this episode. Quite a bit of progress. Probably in the next episode, we'll be ready to move on to Bloxbite HQ. I don't think we'll quite be able to do... Actually, we might even be able to do Final Boss in the next episode. So yeah, but overall, this is about a 3 times faster progression than what I did on my first rebirth. So definitely goes to show that even without, like, Game Pass or whatever, you're able to set yourself up for future rebirths pretty well if you go ahead and actually grind stuff, which I know is kind of hard to do when you're new to the game and don't actually understand what you need to do. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I do plan on doing another video for the update next Friday, so that will probably be my next thing of content. So feel free to check that out. Hopefully it'll be a good update. I've probably dropped a few leaks in this video, so if you want to go figure out what's coming in that update, mainly bug patches. That's the things I've been dropping hints to forever in this video. But yeah, I'll go ahead and see you guys then. Bye!